Right now, in a building that costs more than some country's GDP, machines are creating something invisible to your naked eye. Chips 10,000 times smaller than human hair. And without them, your phone, your car, your entire world stops. But here's the shocking part. This isn't happening in Silicon Valley. It's happening in a place you've probably never heard of using technology. So precise, it makes brain surgery look simple. Welcome to the most expensive building ever constructed by humanity. And today, you're getting an all-access pass inside. I'm taking you inside the forbidden world of semiconductor manufacturing, where billion-dollar machines, clean rooms 10,000 times cleaner than a hospital, and robots working at atomic scale are building the future, one invisible chip at a time. In the next 15 minutes, you'll witness how a simple sand grain becomes the brain of your smartphone, why this building uses more electricity than a small city, and the answer to a question nobody's asking. Do humans even survive inside this factory? This is TSMC's Fab 18 in Taiwan, a $20 billion monument to human innovation. From the outside, it looks like a massive fortress. But why? Because inside these walls, the air is purer than an operating room, and a single speck of dust could destroy millions of dollars in seconds. Let me put this in perspective. This single building spans 1.5 million square feet. That's 28 football fields under one roof. It runs 24/7, 365 days a year, and never, ever sleeps. But here's what blows my mind. How do you build something smaller than a virus? How do machines see what human eyes can't? Stick around, because in segment 15, I'm revealing the technology that makes this possible, and it's straight out of science fiction. Security here isn't a joke. Before anyone enters, they pass through triple authentication, biometric scans, air showers, and contamination checks. Why? Because you're about to enter the cleanest place on Earth. Workers spend 15 minutes just getting dressed. Full-body bunny suits, 3 layers of gloves, air-filtered masks. They're not protecting themselves from the factory. They're protecting the factory from themselves. One skin cell, one hair strand could ruin a $1 billion production run. The air inside this cleanroom is classified as ISO Class 1, meaning there's less than one particle larger than 0.1 microns per cubic foot. Your bedroom? About 10 million particles. This place makes outer space look dirty. Now we're inside, and immediately you notice something eerie. There are almost no humans. Hundreds of robots move in perfect choreography, guided by an artificial intelligence brain that makes millions of decisions per second. These aren't your average factory robots. These are precision machines worth $150 million each, capable of movements so exact they measure in nanometers. That's 1/1,000,000th of a meter. To put that in perspective, a human hair is 100,000 nanometers wide. Everything starts here with this. It looks like a dinner plate, but it's actually a silicon wafer worth $10,000. And by the time it leaves this building, it'll contain billions of transistors, each smaller than a virus. But how does sand become silicon? How does silicon become the brain of your iPhone? The transformation is about to begin, and what happens in the next 60 seconds will determine whether this wafer becomes a masterpiece or expensive trash. This is where science fiction becomes reality. This machine is called an EUV lithography system, made by a company called ASML. It costs $200 million. There are only about 200 of these in the entire world. And what it does is simply impossible. Inside this machine, light with a wavelength of just 13.5 nanometers, that's extreme ultraviolet light, is being used to draw patterns on silicon that are 10,000 times thinner than human hair. To achieve this, the machine creates tiny droplets of tin, then hits them with the world's most powerful laser 50,000 times per second. The precision required here is mind-breaking. If this machine was the size of the United States, it would need to place a component with the accuracy of a coin, and it does this billions of times without a single error. Step 1. The silicon wafer is coated with photoresist, a light-sensitive chemical. Robotic arms handle this with zero human contact, moving the wafer through coating chambers where the temperature is controlled to 0.01 degrees Celsius. Step 2. The coated wafer enters the EUV machine. In complete darkness, extreme ultraviolet light beams through a mask, a template containing the chip design. This light etches microscopic circuit patterns onto the photoresist layer. Now here's a question. How many layers does it take to build a modern chip? 10? 50? The answer will shock you, and I'm revealing it in just 3 segments. But first, you need to see what happens when one layer goes wrong. After each layer, the wafer goes through automated inspection. Sensors scan every millimeter using optical cameras, electron microscopes, and AI pattern recognition. If even one microscopic defect is detected, alarms trigger immediately. Step 3. Etching. Chemical baths and plasma gases eat away at the photoresist, revealing the circuit pattern underneath. This process is controlled by robots to the exact millisecond. Too short, the pattern fails. Too long, the entire wafer is ruined. Remember that question? Modern chips have between 50 to 100 layers, each one precisely aligned on top of the other. We're talking about stacking structures 1,000 times thinner than paper with perfect alignment. One misalignment of just 2 nanometers, and millions of dollars vanish. Step 4. Doping. This is where the silicon gets its superpower, conductivity. Ion implanters fire charged atoms into specific areas of the chip, changing its electrical properties. Think of it like programming the silicon at the atomic level. Step 5. Deposition. Robots deposit ultra-thin layers of metals like copper and tungsten to create the chip's wiring. These metal lines are so thin that 2,000 of them stacked together would be thinner than a sheet of paper. Here's something that'll blow your mind. How long does it take to make one chip? Hours? Days? The answer is coming up, and when you hear it, you'll understand why your smartphone costs what it does. But first, let's talk about the brain running this entire operation. Every machine, every robot, every sensor in this building is connected to a central AI system. This artificial intelligence monitors 10 million data points per second, predicting failures before they happen and optimizing production in real time. The AI doesn't just follow orders, it makes decisions. If a machine's vibration increases by 0.001%, the AI knows. If a chemical bath's temperature drifts by 0.1 degrees, the AI corrects it instantly. This system prevents 99.9% of defects before humans even know there's a problem. There are over 100,000 sensors throughout this facility. Temperature sensors, particle counters, vibration detectors, pressure monitors, all feeding data to the AI brain. This building quite literally feels everything happening inside it. So, how long to make one chip? The answer, 3 to 4 months. Yes, months. From the moment raw silicon enters this building to the moment a finished chip exits, 12 to 16 weeks have passed. That wafer you saw earlier, it's been through over 1,000 individual process steps. Now, you might be wondering, with all these robots, where are the humans? Are they even needed anymore? In the next few segments, I'm showing you the surprising truth about human workers in the world's most automated factory. Stay with me. Before any chip leaves this building, it faces the ultimate test. Automated testing stations check every single chip on every single wafer. That's testing billions of transistors across thousands of chips. Robotic probes make contact with microscopic test points on each chip, running electrical tests at lightning speed. Each chip is tested for functionality, speed, power consumption, and heat tolerance. Those that pass become high-end processors. Those that don't, they're downgraded or scrapped. The industry obsesses over something called yield rate, the percentage of chips that pass testing. At this facility, they achieve over 90% yield on their most advanced chips. That might not sound impressive until you realize that just 5 years ago, 70% was considered excellent. After testing comes packaging. But that doesn't happen here. These finished wafers are transported in special shockproof, ESD-protected containers to packaging facilities. Even in transport, they're monitored 24/7 by GPS and environmental sensors. Now, let's address the elephant in the room. With so much automation, what do humans actually do here? The answer might surprise you, and it's actually more important than you think. First, Humans are the engineers and scientists who design the processes these robots follow. Every recipe, every parameter, every decision tree was created by teams of PhDs and engineers with decades of experience. Second, humans are the maintenance specialists. When a $150 million machine needs calibration or repair, it's not a robot fixing it. It's a highly trained technician who understands the physics and engineering at play. Third, humans are the quality assurance experts. While AI catches 99.9% of defects, that final 0.1% requires human judgment, experience, and intuition. There are patterns even the smartest AI can't recognize yet. Here's the beautiful truth. This isn't humans versus robots. It's humans and robots working together, each doing what they do best. Robots handle the impossible precision. Humans handle the impossible decisions. Together, they're creating technology that seemed like magic just a decade ago. But here's what keeps me up at night. What happens when these chips get even smaller? When we reach the physical limits of silicon, the answer is already being developed inside this building, and it's going to change everything. Let me explain. Right now, the most advanced chips here use 3-nanometer technology. But in the research wing, they're already testing 2-nanometer and even 1-nanometer processes. At that scale, we're getting close to the atomic limit, where individual atoms start to matter. The future isn't just about making things smaller. It's about making them smarter. 3D chip stacking, where multiple chips are layered vertically. Quantum computing components integrated into traditional chips. Photonic circuits that use light instead of electricity. These chips power everything. Your smartphone, your car, your smart home, medical devices saving lives, AI systems discovering new medicines, satellites connecting the globe. This single building's output literally affects billions of people every single day. The semiconductor industry generates $570 billion annually and supports tens of millions of jobs worldwide. But more than that, it enables trillions of dollars in economic activity across every other industry. Without these chips, the modern world simply stops. Now, this building uses enormous amounts of water and electricity. That's true. But here's what most people don't know. For every 1% efficiency gain in these chips, billions of tons of CO2 emissions are prevented globally as devices become more energy efficient. So here's my final question for you. In 10 years, what will chips be powering that doesn't even exist today? Brain-computer interfaces? Humanoid robots in every home? Cities that think? Drop your prediction in the comments. I'm reading all of them. Every time you unlock your phone, start your car, or ask your smart speaker question, you're connected to this place, to these robots, to this impossible precision, to human ingenuity pushing past every limit we thought existed. We're living in an era where the invisible is becoming powerful, where the microscopic is changing the massive, where robots and humans are competing. They're collaborating to build a future our grandparents couldn't even imagine. The next time someone tells you the future is uncertain, remind them of this. In a $20 billion building, working at scale smaller than viruses, humanity is already building tomorrow. If this story inspired you, do me a favor. Hit subscribe so you don't miss the next journey into the factories building our future. And share this with someone who still believes humans can't do the impossible. Because we're not just doing it, we're doing it at the atomic level. Thank you for watching. The future is being manufactured right now.